All right, I'm Nick. The Garmin Force Currents came in today. Obviously, these are the ones that have the pedals. They are in stock on our website. There's a link below. They'll ship out the next day or same day, depending on what time you order it. They'll ship out via UPS. There are 4 in stock right now. There are more on the way. We are going to unbox it in this video so you can see everything that's in here. And then later today, I'm going to install it on that Salty. And I'm probably going to take it fishing or at least do some speed tests with the 12 and 24 volt batteries tomorrow, okay? So we're just going to get to it. Not going to edit anything. We're just going to open it up, show you what's inside, probably fast forward through some slow stuff. So off we go. Now this box, the motor is only supposed to weigh 25 pounds. This box weighs 53 pounds. So keep that in mind. It is heavy. We got some paperwork right here. You should save that. Those manuals are available online, which is really, really nice. It does look like everything in here is labeled very nicely. If we bring the camera up here real quick, we'll get you a view. You have everything's labeled, right? So left foot control, right foot control, high efficiency prop and mounting hardware. That's nice. This is boxed up really, really nicely. We will pull the pedals out first and we'll just set them to the side. There's gonna be lots of cardboard in here. Packaged well, which is important. We'll just pull out, that's something there. That's garbage. Super large pedal. We'll just put that over here for now, so it's out of the way. We can get rid of this big box. There's something in there. Something else in there. We're just gonna pull all these boxes out for now. High efficiency prop, weedless propeller. Another random box of goodies here. Cardboard, cardboard. That's your mounting bracket. We're gonna set all that aside for just a second. And then we have the motor. All right, look at that thing. It's a little heavier than I expected it to be, but it kind of seems like all the weight is down here. It's gonna be super easy to carry though with that handle, which you guys can't see that, but that is nice. Set this down real quick. And then, all right, just making sure that's everything. That's all of our goodies out of the box. Knew that was gonna be loud. All right, we've got the motor. Just to give you guys a better idea of how big it is, that way you don't gotta go looking for the specs. From there to the bottom, that's 36 inches. Now, this can be loosened, and then this can slide up in there, and it can come out, okay? So, let's get a measurement there. At its fullest extension, that's 40 inches. All the way in, that is, we'll say 35. That doesn't include the prop sticking down. There is a skeg that goes on here. We'll unbox all this stuff so you can see it. Okay, in the little box, we got our man overboard fob. There is no label on there. Comes with a float. Okay, comes with a lot of stuff, man. Move this out of the way. Comes with the float, your man overboard tag. It actually comes with a wristband for a watch. It's pretty cool. And it comes with the carabiner. I'm gonna use the carabiner. Also comes with a little instruction manual, QR code. That's pretty nifty. I did not think it came with a wristband for your watch or for a watch function. It's pretty neat. Don't need that. All right, weedless prop. Now, obviously they're just propellers, so this part isn't that important, but I wanted to be thorough, make a video, show everything. That way, in case you are interested, you have all the information. All right, so this is the weedless prop. If you do pull it out of there and get it all messed up, it does say weedless right here. So we will set this to the side. We're probably going to use the high efficiency prop just because I don't plan on fishing in a place with a lot of grass until winter time at the earliest. Well, I guess we can just pull it out. I would be careful because that little serrated edge almost cut my hand. Obviously, this is the high efficiency one, which is crazy because you think those little serrations would help cut grass, but evidently that bent prop takes care of the grass. Be mindful that in one of those boxes, you're gonna have your prop nut. I better check the other boxes in case. Yeah, so in the high efficiency box, you had a shear pin, you had a spacer, and your whatever that thing is, a washer, and a nut, okay? That was in the high efficiency box. You cannot lose that or you're gonna be really, really upset. We'll just set this stuff to the side for now. In this next box, looks like we have the remote. And this box wasn't labeled, but the foot pedals were, right? Looks like we got the remote. We got the skeg that goes on the bottom of here. We got a little lanyard for the remote. We have a holder for the remote. Looks like we have various mounting hardware to mount the mounting bracket. In here you have the pull cord for deploying and lifting of the motor. And I'm just gonna put all that stuff back in this box for now. For 3,600 bucks, you really expect this stuff to be well packaged. And it is. If it was just, you know, unorganized, that would really suck. So this is nice. All right. Right here we have our power cable, which let's cut this. And we're gonna give you guys as much information as we can out of the gate. We're just gonna stretch that out. Let's do this. Don't move the camera. Okay, from that side of the table over here, remember that this table should be 48 inches wide. Hook that on there. From the base of the connector, 64 inches, right? So let's just call it, you got 62 inches, all right? That's plenty to do a lot with. I just want everybody to have as much information as they can because there's a lot of misinformation out there and a lot of missing information. This is brand new, not a lot of content yet, right? Okay, let's open up these foot pedals real quick. We're only gonna open up one because they're gonna be the same. Once again, really well packaged. Now, I was just talking to a guy on the phone about this earlier today. This is the left version. So if you have an accessory rail, here, pan over here real quick. I'm not saying that this accessory rail, this is a replacement, but if you have the factory accessory rail, this would mount to your track. And that would allow you to have the pedals on any kayak that has, or we'll say most kayaks that have a pre-existing accessory rail, all right? That's cool, so that'll go on the left side. You have the pedal, or the pedal itself, and you have mounting hardware. I don't quite know what this is, but we're gonna figure that out during the install process. But you have a bunch of different adapters, so you can mount this to your kayak, get all kinds of hardware. You have the T-bolts, you have little thumb screws, which is gonna allow you to mount this part right here to your rail, okay? That is gonna be the exact same way as this. It's just gonna be mirrored. Here is the pedals. Let's open one up. One thing I did not see anywhere, which is not a huge deal, I did not see any batteries. Now let's take a good look at the back of this. One of my biggest concerns was how waterproof is this pedal system, right? I feel like I never got a good look at them anywhere. Dude, this thing is stout. Like, this thing is stout. Much, you know, solid, more solid than I thought it was gonna be. Let's pop this up. I was really worried about how this locked, but it looks like it just twists and locks in place. It does have a gasket around there. It looks like some foam that goes between the batteries. It does not come with batteries. Not a big deal. I didn't see them anywhere. It does look like it takes AA's, but it doesn't actually say, which is quite interesting. But those are definitely look like AA batteries, right? I think so. Not crazy. That's what it is. That goes back in there. You can see that this is this little twist lock in that little groove right there. Boom. Twist down. Ideally 100% waterproof. This is just going to twist in place on this like there, and then you're going to have different little indicators. You see those white lines? So say that you need it at this angle, you're going to be able to twist this down. I'll stand on that plastic. This is going to be a lot easier when it's mounted to the kayak. See that gap closing? You're going to be able to tighten that down at what angle, whatever angle you want. And then that way, yeah, there's resistance there. You guys can see it moving. That's cool. Now this is going to work for either a waypoint or spot lock. That's nice. Now I do not plan to install, at this moment, I don't plan to install the pedals on that kayak. I think I'm just going to use the remote to get our speeds and then go from there. But that is a complete unboxing. I made a mess. This place is a disaster. I'll clean it up. But it's a complete unboxing of the Garmin Force Current. I wanted you guys to see it. Remember, they're available on the website. There's 4. There's another one that should be here tomorrow, and then we have more on the way, okay? I think they'll sell pretty quickly. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to send us an email at nick@navarrekayakfishing.com. I look forward to reading your guys' comments. Thanks for watching.